Hello, this week we are focusing on plagiarism. So, of course, plagiarism is not citing your sources. But what is citing your sources? You think of citing your sources as creating a full citation, which we've been working on. But you also have to think of not plagiarizing and citing your sources as creating that in-text citation, which we also worked on last week. This is what I see many times during students' papers, is that they have cited they've cited the full citations at the end, but they haven't put any in-text citations in their paper, or they've only put in-text citations after quotations. And so they haven't cited after they paraphrased any information. So I'm looking at a paragraph and I'm seeing information that I know is not their information, it's other people's ideas, but I'm seeing no in-text citation, so I can't connect it to the full source at the end. And that is considered plagiarism. It's considered indirect plagiarism. Of course, it's not being directly cheating, but it is considered plagiarism, and it will be considered plagiarism by future classes that you have. So I want to cover that a little bit closer, and I have a website that I will link below. I'm going to share it with you right here in a second. It takes me a little bit to share. You'll give me a second. This website is called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of in-text citing. So if you notice, we start out with the bad. Here is this paragraph, and down at the very end, finally, is an in-text citation. That is not considered APA formatted text. What APA requires, which we call it correct but ugly, I like how they say that, is every time you're using something from another source that is not your own, after that information in that sentence, you put the in-text citation of the author or title of the article in the year, and if a page number or paragraph or whatever. So notice this is the same source, but each sentence has the in-text citation. That makes it very hard to read, and it's kind of a pain to do too. So what's good is down here, and this is usually what we call packaging information. So you notice it says, according to a recent study by the author's name, and you put the year after that. They put information in, and then again, because there's another sentence, then they put the in-text citation after the last sentence too. Here's another example. They put the name, year, and then relates. There's many other words. There's a lot of signal verbs to get you going into packaging that information, whatever you're paraphrasing. And they didn't necessarily put anything at the end because you already know all of this is going to be from that author. The third example does the same thing as above, but they're focusing on, they have a quote here, so they're putting like the page number where you can find that quote. So any of those three will work, but always just think you're packaging what you're paraphrasing, that information, by putting the author's name first, and you can either put the author's name again at the end if it's all sort of one. You feel like you don't need that, it's fine. I don't know if you really need it the second time, but again, they are quoting after the paraphrase, so they do put something there, and that's probably a good idea. So I'm going to stop sharing here, and I'm going to share something else with you. I've linked this several times, and I am encouraging you to use this, and that is the citation integration document, and using that template. These are a couple examples of packaging information. So you start out with the author's name, year, in whatever source of information. You don't necessarily have to do that, but it's nice to put it in there. And then a verb that's talking about what they're doing with that information and what they said. And then you can say it's important to consider. I mean, that's just an example. You don't have to say it is important to consider, but then you put your information in. And notice right after you put in, what they said, you have a page number or author year if you haven't started with the author's name here. This is another one in the whatever journal of whatever, and the article, then the author, year, information about the author. They said this, da 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 da. And page number, or again, if you haven't introduced it with the author year, you put the author year here. This is the valuable point, and then put, what you think about it. That's your ideas go here. So this is kind of a three-part where you're saying, it's called three-part because you're talking about the author, the source, and paraphrasing their information, and then putting your information in. So that's how you synthesize your ideas with the author's ideas. And also, I linked this several times too, but I'm going to put in it again, the information synthesis template. Those are, again, some different ideas that you can adapt to be like this, it's typically called the they say, I say. Of course, you can switch it around and also say, I say, and then put what they say. And again, this is integrating your ideas with their ideas and not relying so much on quoting or just not even putting an in-text citation, just putting their information in and making it look like yours. So I'm going to go back, and there's one last thing I kind of wanted to, and I think this make it a little fun. I'm going to share one more time with you. Down below, I'll have embedded a poll that for you to answer. And let me go back in here and pull that up for you. So you'll see this poll, and all you have to do is go to where it says pollev.com, Judy Basson 735, and you'll put in either A or B of this answer. Is turning in a paper from another assignment plagiarism? Just A, B. You can also text it too if you want to, so you kind of text to Judy Basson 735, put in to join, you put 37607 in, and then you put A or B in. On Wednesday, in that announcement, I will have the answer to that. So we'll see how everyone does and see how many get the answer right. And of course, as always, if you're not sure when you're doing this plagiarism paper, if you're correctly using the in-text citations or correctly paraphrasing, please just email me. You can actually email me your paper for me to look at, and then I'll give you some tips about that and give you some suggestions to help you with that. So I hope this clarifies some things for you. If it doesn't, of course, contact me, and we will see if I can help you not plagiarize and use the in-text citation. Thank you.